If you're asking for the temperature check on whether Trump wins, it's Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks defending Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she's been getting clearer and clearer on a lot of issues recently. She's been more willing to, push back against Cenk when he says things that are pretty far to the left.
Apparently, Tim Pool says that he thinks that Ana Kasparian is going to vote for Donald Trump, and Tim Pool references Ana Kasparian's words from her Substack about how people are blindly calling Trump a fascist. And, Tim Pool and others talk about how Ana Kasparian has been clearer on the issues lately. And Tim Pool and others say that the Ben Shapiro's favorite country, but they talk about more about it, and that's not a part of the topic. But they also talk about how some people claim that they're not voting Trump, but then again they will. So we're going to hear more of this discussion with Tim Pool talking about Ana Kasparian. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Daily Wire. Progressive commentator throws water on Democrat attempt to brand Trump a fascist. Ana Kasparian is probably voting for Donald Trump. She actually defended him. She says, okay, fine, I'll bite. Fascism requires a militarized citizenry, conquest and imperialism, the elimination of our governing bodies, and the notion that anyone who isn't a part of a master race should be massacred. She noticed that was a weird thing to label a guy who brags about not starting any new wars. He also passed criminal justice reform and personally pardoned black inmates who were serving life sentences for drug crimes who Obama was unwilling to pardon. But I'm the effing stupid one. Okay. Ana Kasparian defending Donald Trump a week out from the election was not on my bingo card.
I thought this was actually throwing water. I was like, and when did they throw the water?
She's gonna vote for Trump, but outside of that, I kind of feel like if you're asking for the temperature check on whether Trump wins, it's Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks defending Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she's been getting clearer and clearer on a lot of issues recently. She's been more willing to, push back against Cenk when he says things that are pretty far to the left. And even, all right, to be fair, actually, even Cenk has gotten, even though I very much disagree with him, and we don't want to fall into this right-wing habit of worshiping any leftist who hates our way of life when they say one thing we agree with, Cenk has actually been saying some things about Trump and the way that Trump has been talked about, which have shocked me as well.
I think Cenk was for a period, and it's still probably true, he was saying whatever he needed to say for his audience. And the issue is that the left has gone crazy. Honest people called it out immediately. And the grifters feigned disinterest and said, oh, me, oh, my, I don't know. And Cenk got to the point where he's realizing that the leftist market is minimized because people think the left's gone crazy, which means he's going to go out of business if he chases after this insanity. Right?
Interestingly enough, I doubt that, I know that Cenk Uygur is not going to vote for Trump. But the fact that he's coming out to start defending some remarks that Trump made and everything, that may blow people out the water, being real shocked and stuff. Never think that Cenk would actually say things like this. But back to Ana Kasparian. Ana Kasparian has actually been starting to see, logic for like a couple of years and stuff when it comes to Trump. And the fact that, she's saying this now as well as before, I mean, basically it got put a target on her back. And she actually explained the very definition of fascism. And Ana Kasparian here is actually making a brutally honest and truthful case right now, because the fact of the matter is, you see people on the left constantly throwing around the word fascist and stuff, but it seems to me like they don't even know what fascism is. It seems like they're seeing words as physical weapons, and that's the problem right there. Okay, that's the problem right there. This word was good during the Obama years, but now it is 2024 and stuff like that don't work anymore, because now you see the very people who voted for Obama and voted for Hillary and stuff and talked about, how bad Trump is. Now, a number of them are supporting Trump. Okay, and Ana Kasparian, I doubt she's going to vote for Trump. As a matter of fact, I think she might be either doing a write-in vote or she's just going to go ahead and vote third party. But the fact of the matter is, she's not supporting the Democrats anymore. She's not going to vote Kamala or anything. Ana Kasparian has actually made up her mind. Now, if you enjoyed what I said in this video, go ahead and smash like button, share this video, follow our social media, and leave comments below. Let's go ahead and get right back into it.
Right now, another big example is Eric Weinstein tweeting that he's like, I'm not voting for anybody. I can't do this. It's not for me. And Mike Cernovich called him a moral coward because he's like, you pony up to the Trump side of things, but you refuse to take a stance because you're scared of the social consequences because people like Sam Harris. There are still a lot of people.
He thinks Eric Weinstein is?
Yeah.
I don't know if he is.
Eric Weinstein's refusing to vote for Trump. I'll tell you this.
You might not like him.
I do not understand how anyone could say, I agree the open border is a problem. I agree we should bring back our jobs. I agree gender ideology is crazy. I agree woke has gone too far. I agree cancel culture is crazy. I agree DEI and government institutions and our corporations is bad. I'm not going to vote for Trump. I'm like, that's completely illogical and an emotional decision that makes literally no sense. The math, the logical equation off of everything we see right now in reasonable culture in this world, disaffected liberals, post-liberals, conservatives, and libertarians aligned. See, Dave Smith, what did he say? He said, I'm voting for Trump. I'm like, yes, because Dave Smith is an honest guy. And he has real grievances and real criticisms. And then he said, I saw Kamala Harris campaigning with Liz Cheney. And I'm like, she deserves to lose. I'm voting for Trump. And I'm like, yes, any sane and reasonable, honest person will come to that conclusion. I think
sometimes people on a personal level are just like, I don't want to do that again.
I agree with I believe Michael Malice. I trust him. He says, I'm not voting. I don't care. I don't believe in this system. I won't do it. And that is bigger than whether he cares or doesn't care about Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. But for someone like Eric Weinstein, I don't believe he's being honest when he's like, oh, I just can't vote for the guy. It's like, then stop complaining about the things he's going to fix. Right? So let me put it this way. Michael Malice says, I will not participate in this system no matter what. I say, okay, I get it. He can defend Trump. He can defend the right. He can defend his ideas, but he rejects the system outright. You're never going to get him over that hurdle. Eric Weinstein says, I want a champion and a candidate. Here are all the things I don't like. I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. No disrespect to Eric Weinstein. I'm just saying I don't believe it. All of these people that are claiming this, I don't believe it. When Ana Kasparian comes out and defends Donald Trump, I believe she's actually looking at the facts and she's realizing like, you can't defend whatever this stuff is. Cenk Uygur, however, I think is just going wherever the wind blows.
I think they're always having that same argument that you're having over. I think the left-wing people are all having that where they're just like, they're bad on Palestine. They're just like, well, you can vote. And then they're like, well, isn't this going to be better? And they're having kind of the same argument about that. Well, if you think this is bad, then why are you not going to vote for it? But
but Trump and both Trump and Kamala are going to be pro-Israel.
That is true, because of the fact of the matter is they're going to really be pro-land that, Ben Shapiro loves. There's nothing going to change with that. I mean, yes, Trump won the Israeli vote, but at the same time, Trump knows how to go ahead and simply end the war, because when he was president before, he signed the Abrahamic Accords that brought peace in the Middle East. Okay, but then Biden and Kamala were in office and stuff. Later on, you have what happened on October 7th. Okay, and the fact of the matter is that the Democrats lost the Muslim vote and stuff because they're either going to go vote for Trump or they're going to go ahead and vote their party or just not going to vote at all because of the fact that they decided to go ahead and continue to defend and support and receive the support from the country that Ben Shapiro loves. So let's go ahead and get right back into this video about Tim Pool defending Ana Kasparian.
Well, that's not how they see it, right? So they're having that same argument that you're having about Eric Weinstein on the left.
No, I think the left very much agrees. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are, what do they call Genocide Joe? They believe that whether it's Kamala or Trump, you are getting a pro-Israel administration.
Right, which is why they're saying that they don't want to vote for her.
Which is why the ballots that got burned in Portland and Washington had an incendiary device that was marked Free Gaza on it.
Interesting.
Now, we don't know exactly who did it. Still, a black vehicle pulled up to ballot boxes, more than one, and threw incendiary devices inside, destroying hundreds of ballots, and the devices said Free Gaza.
What
and
a move.
It may be because the leftists are like, there's no administration for me.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of that, primarily on the Palestine issue, which is also interesting, though, because historically, the left has been ironically farsighted with their voting patterns. They've said, this guy's a little bit more like us, so we're going to keep voting for him, and then the country has shifted massively to the left. And then, for whatever reason, this is the issue where they've decided they just can't vote for somebody unless they're totally with them on the issue. I'm curious why.
All right. But the fact of the matter is, like, a number of people, even though they see Trump and Kamala supporting Israel and everything, their main focus is what are they going to do to go ahead and end both wars in Ukraine, as well as the war in a country that Ben Shapiro loves. So that's what it all comes out to. Not only those, but also, how they're going to end the conflict in other places, and as well as how they're going to make the economy much better. But the fact of the matter is that, people are actually standing up and deciding to go ahead and support Trump that's going to be something amazing. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional details you might have this particular topic. If you enjoyed what I said in this video, go ahead, smash like, man, share this video far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already, you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.